Better Call Saul, Season 4, Episode 4 as well. Talk is what's coming up. Here we go. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Affan, and welcome to my channel. In the previous episode, we saw that Mesa Verde is going to expand and Kim's gonna have a lot more work. She only hired one assistant, she need a few more. And she didn't look too happy about that. I mean, I'd be happy about that because it's expansion. Expansion's good, right? I mean, that's the whole reason why you start your own business. But I understand it's a lot of work though. It's not easy. But like I said, the more work, the more people you hire because you'll be making more money so you can pay more people. So yay, but Kim, I don't know, she seems kind of out of it. Maybe it's the accident, maybe it's Chuck's death, maybe it's pretty much everything really all boiled into one. Who knows? Jimmy reading that letter from Chuck, just emotionless, very much like Saul, and Kim on the other side, just breaking down. And that's why I say I think it's not just the workload, it's that and Chuck, and also kind of Jimmy, the way he's dealing with it as well. And then there's poor Howie. God bless his soul. He's stuck in the middle of this mess. Speaking of being stuck in the middle of mess, Nacho, wow. He reminds me of Jesse trying to get out, but only getting deeper and deeper into it. And also, I thought he was smart, but no. It would seem he's not very smart because he thought taking out Hector would solve his problems. No, that's not how this works. He thought joining the cartel, he can just leave at any time. Nope, that's not how it works. And a couple of plans that he was planning, you know, Mike told him there were some holes in him, which he needs to patch. So the guy isn't as smart as I initially thought, but he is pretty smart compared to the others, particularly Hector. He didn't catch on to Gus's either, who literally was like staring at him, you know, when he was giving the medics the medicine for Hector. But yeah, a lot is happening. We met Gail as well. Will Mike finally get his badge from Madrigal from Lydia? Oh, Lydia. I don't know. Let's find out without any further ado. Here we go. Write his name in it? Maddie! I thought it was Maddie because they talked about this in, I don't know which episode there he is. They did this, you know, his wife told him.
He wanted me to talk. I talked.
Lovely. All right. Man, a few words, eh? Saul and his cell phones. The dude had a whole drawer just dedicated to cell phones. Well, I guess he needed it. Business expense. Grum? Westward. Do I know this guy? Why do I feel like I know this guy? This is where Jesse's partying. Because he was in kind of similar place.
James, hi, it's Robbie Finn from CC Mobile.
Hi.
Great, well good news. If you're still interested, we'd like to offer you a position at our Uptown brand.
I'm sorry. My plans have changed. I'm not going to be able to take that job.
So that's in then. He's done. He's Saul. Jimmy's done. No more proper jobs.
Yeah? Yeah. I got a name. He's not far from here. I've heard good things. Thought you could give him a call.
As a shrink?
It works for a lot of people.
I got a job.
Really?
Yep. You're looking at Albuquerque's newest mobile communications specialist. I'm a shift supervisor.
He refused that job. You gonna take it back?
So I'm selling cell phones. CC Mobile. I start today.
Jimmy, but you'll just give him a call when you get a chance.
Of course. Absolutely.
Coffee's on. Have a good first day.
I was like, he still got aftershave on, and she did that. That is so good. I love the little details. Not aftershave, the shaving cream, foam, whatever. I don't shave, obviously.
James McGill, listen, I've been thinking it over, and I just can't pass up this opportunity. If the position is still open?
Simply to not see a shrink. Why are they called shrinks anyways? I mean like a therapist, right? Oh. Therapist. Put a space in the E and R and run into a whole lot of problems.
All right. Counsel?
Good morning, Your Honor. Crystal Eitzman on behalf of the state.
He knows her.
It's your turn. Okay.
There's no question that this bench warrant constitutes a clear violation of a very generous deal.
I'm doing...
Judge Wilson, I would like to see you in chambers at the next recess.
In the first place.
Probably heard about Chuck or something.
In?
Oh, I don't want to bother you while you're eating.
Shit! Help me take my mind off this
I thought he said shit. I'm glad I have the subtitles. He said sit.
cyst, cholesterol, yada yada.
It's all about the you?
Hurt your arm, huh?
The you.
Fine with one of his associates just sitting around my court all day, whiling away the billable hours.
Actually, I left HHM. I'm a solo practitioner now.
No kidding. Field?
Mainly banking.
How's business?
Pretty good. I'm outside counsel for Mesa Verde.
Mesa Verde.
What's going on?
I heard about a case, and there's a mistake with the anesthesia. Stops breathing. The baby's delivered. Fine.
But
The
she...
mother suffers serious brain damage. She's left comatose. The family...
That's why they call childbirth a miracle.
No way to pay for the young.
Because it really is.
And to make matters worse, the hospital refuses to take responsibility. And they've hired one of the most expensive firms in the state.
This is the plot of the verdict.
Yes, of course it is. Because movies are the
Oh.
only place where those once-in-a-lifetime cases exist. You know what I got coming up? I got a janitor who threw his... This is the real world, Miss Wexler, and you won't find any Save the Broken Lawyer cases in it. Best thing you can do is stick to Mesa Verde. Make lots of money. Give some to charity. Next time I see you lurking in my court, I'm going to put you to work.
Understood.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. Your Honor.
Well, why?
Rise.
She can't observe?
Good afternoon. Please be seated.
Is it,
Case
what?
CR
I don't know. I guess it's his court. If he says no, then no. She's still here? Yeah, she is.
Well, I...
Well, why? What's his problem? Why can't she be there? She's not causing anyone any harm. Speaking of trolls, it's a sticker troll. Oh, it's Anita. She looked like she was blonde when she was coming in from outside. I'm like, Kim?
Paper?
Thank you.
And I was like, Skylar? Because she's really tall. And Skylar is really tall, too.
22 across is Esmeralda.
Esmeralda.
Bell ringer's love interest.
It's the hunchback.
Quasimodo, look at you.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I saw that movie. It's like an animated movie long time ago. Well, not in completion. But I know, like, the dude, like, a hunchback. And there's, like, a gypsy. And the guy, like, rings bells or something. I was, like, 3 or something when I saw it.
I better go. I told Stacy I'd be there. Maybe I could stop by after.
That'd be great.
He's sure getting along well.
I've been thinking about reaching out to Henry.
Craddock.
Every time I see him,
What?
he seems worse.
Because that dead wife he's always talking about never existed.
Craddock Marine Bank. Okay. I'm like, Marie?
Why would you even say that?
The guy's story changes every time he tells it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wrigley Field didn't get lights until '88. There were no night games before.
Wow. Anita, you're talking to a alien. Okay, he knows everything.
Why would anyone make up a story like that?
Okay.
To feel part of the group? I don't know. Sympathy? Oh. People are into weird stuff. Is Fran jealous that Mike's got a new date now? Mike will be shoveling her driveway when it snows now.
He's got to tell, like a bad poker player, when he's lying, he rubs his wrist.
You want to put
I rub my wrist because it hurts. I lift weights. I need to work on my form.
$10 says that when he talks about Judy, different.
All right. You're on.
Oh, Anita, you have no idea. I was on the moment you entered the restaurant. Oh, you mean the bet? Yeah, it's on. Tyler Hardware. Checks, cashier loans, pay bills. So I never really understood that, actually, the checks, bills, and stuff. Why would you go there? They charge a fee, right? Obviously they do, because how else would they make money? So why not go to your bank where they don't charge fees? Convenience, perhaps? I don't know.
CC Mobile, this is Jimmy.
Heyo, how's the first morning?
Good, Robbie.
So busy.
Little slow.
Yeah, just a little.
No problem.
If I can, I'll swing by later. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, see you then. Bye.
Is he gonna... Bro, if I was Jimmy, I would so keep this job, because guess what? I can I was gonna say I can take my laptop and do my office job, but he doesn't have an office job. Work from home, or work from work. You gonna break a light or something? Yeah. Westward Motel. This guy's losing it. Oh, they're pinning it on someone else. All right, of course. I mean, Gus can't just own it, obviously.
Domingo y Javier y sus hombres nos juntamos.
That's a smart play.
Tocamos esta noche.
These two are like, shut up, we got this, we don't need anyone. Yeah, it's a smart play. They're gonna say, okay, others are trying to take over, trying to take out Salamancas, and then they're already giving Gus everything. They're gonna be, all right, go ahead, take care of this too. And now Gus has the territory.
Hey, amigos.
We're not your amigos, friend. Not your buddy, guy. Lovely. Yeah. How about you go and round up all those people? By the time you're done, they'll be done here too. These two don't fuck around, do they? Holy shit. Didn't even flinch. Like, they slit two people's throat. The one guy did, and that's it. Done.
Fucking Salamancas.
That's kind of dumb, though. Like, I know they're trying to make him look all badass and stuff, but they're both walking in the straight line like that. Like, even on the off chance, it's way more likely they're going to get hit with a bullet than if they come from two different directions or something, do you know what I mean? Wow. They're going to be one of those things, by the time he makes it in, they're going to be done. Got him. Whoa. I got bombs and shit. Yeah, see what I mean? They're both trapped in the same building now. If one was in this building, the other in a building on the opposite end or another building, in a different direction. Much better plan. Still equally badass, just also equally smart. Hey, listen to me. He came from behind. Wouldn't be the first time, but hey. Who am I to judge, right? Do not back in. Well, that's what she said anyways. Wow. And that's not their blood. Just makes me think of Hank. Like, imagine that. Those two guys alone took out that whole area. How badass is Hank? I mean, come on, fam. It's Gus.
We cleared out the Espinosas. They're all done.
And the Salamanca brothers?
Marco took a hit, but he'll pull through. They went back south until the heat dies down. It's territory, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Salamancas wipe out the Espinosas. Espinosa territory isn't for grabs. Cartel can't give it to the Salamanca.
Yep.
So
Called it. I give it to you.
Get some rest. You have more to do.
Man, a few words. Just his stare alone is enough. Doesn't need to talk. Love that, you know, whenever he's interacting with someone, they are always talking. He's just staring them down. There's this tension, you know what I mean, in his silence.
Whoops.
You're on.
I made French toast for breakfast, and we talked about the self-pasting toothbrush she's making for the science fair. I took her to school and went to work. And then I realized it. I hadn't thought about Maddie all morning. Not once. Why didn't I remember that it's his favorite? I think about Maddie every single time I make breakfast, but not today.
Because you're moving on. That's a good thing, right?
I mean, what if I lose the sound of his voice? What if I forget him completely?
Wow, Mike is really... Oh.
It's progress. A lot of us in this room have felt the same things you're talking about. I know I have.
Yeah, you're moving on, right?
I know that's what Judy would have wanted, but it's hard. This guy at work, I've been avoiding him for the last 2 weeks.
Uh-oh.
Ever since he got back from his...
Uh-oh.
When she got her test results.
Oh, God.
Yep.
So I'll go to the public library and I'll get the papers from 1997 and I'll run a search on Judy DeVore, beloved wife of Henry DeVore. Tell me I'll find her obituary. She wanted to go to Australia? Last month it was Cuba. Come on, Henry. Let's look at the papers, see if the math works.
Come on, Mike.
Come on, $10 on the line. I'm not losing $10.
She's not there, is she?
This is harsh, though.
Come on, say it. You have no shame.
But it's Mike, though. Like, he would never be wrong, I feel like.
He came to the right place, didn't he? He knew you wouldn't notice. All wrapped up in your sad little stories, feeding off each other's misery.
Wow.
You wanted me to talk. I talked.
Mike, he's too much of a realist. Real estate agent. I mean, I get it though. Like there are actual people with real stories, real pain, real emotions, and then this dude is just pulling shit out of his ass. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like making a mockery of these people and their real emotions and real relations. So I get Mike's frustration, but still kind of harsh. Like, just let it go. Even if he's lying, just fucking let it go. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, it's not the court or anything where if you lie, you know, it's illegal or something.
Sal de aquí ahorita mismo. No te quiero aquí. Lárgate.
It's Nacho?
Respóndeme.
I hope it's Nacho.
Dios mío. Mijo, ¿qué han hecho?
I call my dad Papa too.
Necesitas ir al hospital.
Papá, por favor, no llames a nadie. No estaría solo si lo haces.
Man, fuck this guy. Why does he look so innocent? Just looking at him breaks my heart. Papa, I mean, look at him. What the fuck? So sweet. Listen, me. It's too emotional, you know what I mean?
This one.
It's just that look he gives, you know what I mean? That look of pain and sorrow, but also disappointment. It's just, it breaks my heart, man.
What's that say? It's not a guessing game.
38 degrees. Should be 35.
Mm-hmm.
Must have come in set wrong.
Goes out set right.
Got his badge.
Manifest doesn't say anything about... Fix that. So we're pulling all the E-track straps.
Is that a question?
We'll pull them.
He wants to see you.
Gus wants to see him.
Bidding war.
Wow.
Oh, great. We both know you're kidding. kept most of this. I would have never known the difference.
Yeah, well, you could have left me high and dry.
Right, he came in to save him.
Whole thing.
He's German. Matt Hummel is a football player anyways, who cares?
Yeah, new job, new phone. You never know who's listening.
New job, new phone. You never know who's listening. That's why he's got a drawer full of them. Or is gonna, I suppose. See, I talked about this before as well, but this is another example of, even though they're criminals, they actually take pride in being professional. Mike, that gun dude, and now him. He paid him, even though he didn't really have to. Like he said, he wouldn't have known the difference. But they got each other's back, and
You gotta keep loading coal and
you know how I said that every time he does something bad, it works out. Every time he does something good, he gets screwed over? This is another example of it. Setting it up well. That is so satisfying. Is the man listening? Privacy sold here. Wow. Is the owner gonna be okay with this? Because that's kind of like the conspiracy nut kind of job, Not job, shop. What does he want with Mike? He wants to add him to the team? I'd want Mike on my team.
There is a matter we need to discuss.
Okay.
Do you have something to tell me? If you do, you would be well advised to do so.
Nacho Varga. I wondered when you were going to get around to this.
You came to me. You asked for a favor. You looked me in the eye. You shook my hand. And all the while, you knew Varga was moving against my interests.
I said I wouldn't kill Salamanca. I never promised to be his bodyguard.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? He's supposed to now look out for everyone who's trying to kill Salamancas? There are probably like 1,000 people looking to kill him.
You gonna make a move, you better make it. But they're not gonna, are they?
Oh.
You brought me here because you haven't asked. So why don't you stop running a game on me and just tell me about the job?
Okay. And that's the end. Wow. Mike giving it to him. Laying it down on Gus. That's quite a scene there at the end. Brilliant episode. All right. Lovely. Before we talk further about this episode, though, if you want to see the future episodes early, you can. They're on my Patreon. Also, on my Patreon are the full-length reactions to pretty much all of Better Call Saul and some of Breaking Bad, because I started Patreon a bit late. But yeah, all the movies and everything's there as well. Link in the description. In the description there are links to everything that I've done on YouTube. YouTube links. And yeah, check it out. Chances are there are things that I've done that you want to see and you haven't seen. Links are there to everything. Check him out. Thank you so much, every single one of you, for supporting me all this time. Now then. Yeah, okay. So we'll start at the start then. Kim wants Jimmy to see a shrink, a therapist. Jimmy doesn't wanna. And so he took the job. A job that he didn't want to take, but he only took because I guess he couldn't say no to Kim. And also he didn't want to go to the shrink. So he's like, I'm busy, Kim is going to the court. This is like the second time, I think, that we see her going to the court for seemingly no reason whatsoever. And the judge kind of, threatened her in a way not to come to her court. By the way, can a judge do that if she has done nothing wrong? Absolutely nothing wrong. Can a judge do that? A judge is, so from what I understand, and obviously I understand very little, but from what I do understand, a judge is basically like the god in the courtroom. Like anything they say goes. So if that's really the case, then I guess they can do that. But then you are allowed to observe, right? Have the movies been lying to me? No, but you are allowed to observe, right? I guess it's you're allowed to observe until the judge says no. And I suppose the judge didn't really say no. I mean, kind of, but the judge sort of said, hey, if I see you again, I'm giving you work. And maybe she wants work, but I thought what she had on her plate already was too much. But it's weird, because if it is too much that she has on her plate, Why would she add more to it? Kim, that is. It would seem Kim maybe needs to see a therapist more than Jimmy, because Jimmy's doing just fine, it would seem. Kim is the one really struggling, you know what I mean, with her work and also with her personal life as well. Breaking down at different moments, snapping at people. I mean, it's not unwarranted. It's not unreasonable for her to do these things, but it's unlike Kim. Kim is a very contained, very disciplined person. So it's very unlike her to be this way, to be this free. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of how Jim is. He's like a free spirit. He does what he wants, legal or illegal. He doesn't care. So, do you know what I mean? So it's that sort of thing where I'm like, well, this is very unlike Kim. So something's wrong, basically. What exactly is it? Is it Chuck's death? Is it, her scams? Is it, like I said, workload? Is it all of it combined into one? I think it might be all of it combined into one. Jimmy is moving to the dark side. He's going to become a Sith. Dark Sidious thing. And now he's going to sell phones in that phone shop to people who are shady because they want privacy. And they think that their real phones don't have that. They're not that these are fake phones, but you know what I mean. They're personal phones. And so you're going to attract a bunch of, like I said, conspiracy nuts or criminals. Either way, I don't know if it's a crowd that a brand would want to associate with. Maybe they would, but how about you ask the brand first if they want to before making a move? But that's Jimmy, though. We've seen him run the ad, before without permission. And now he's pretty much running an ad as well without permission. I absolutely love Nacho's dad. He's so sweet. He's so innocent. You just look at him and you just want to give him a hug. And the disappointment in his face, it hurts, man. It hurts. Really, it does to see him that way. Nacho able to figure out what Gus is up to. Again, that's what I meant when I said he might not be the smartest, but he is pretty smart still. More smart than some of these other guys, in the show. So, yeah, absolutely love his character, his papa as well. Speaking of papa, by the way, I have the whole Stranger Things show, by the way, on the channel. And so let me explain. I don't mean, because you guys know I actually like the character of Nacho, so I don't mean that in a bad way at all when I say he's not the smartest. And also learned that when you say he's not the smartest, you're basically saying he's stupid, which I'm not at all. I'm just saying he's not the smartest, like the literal meaning of that sentence. And let me give you a few examples. So I mentioned at the start, him joining the cartel and thinking that's a good move, bad move. Him thinking he could leave the cartel. Nope, not gonna happen. Him thinking doing something to Hector would free him from the cartel. Oh, really? Mike warning him about other people not catching on to Gus. Gus caught on to him. His plan with the pills. His plan was incomplete. Mike was the one who helped him complete the plan. Again, not very smart, is it? So these things, he does here and there where I'm like, well, okay. I can now see how you got involved with these people because, yes, you are smart. Very smart, actually. You are smart, but not as smart as I initially thought, which is why I was kind of confused because the guy is a good guy. He does care as well, and he is smart. So I was wondering why and how did he get involved? But now it would seem that maybe his decision making can be a bit incomplete. His plans can be incomplete. So maybe what he was thinking was, I need some money. Let me just do this thing. I'll get the money and then I'll be out. Again, incomplete plan, Now, I absolutely love the encounter between Gus and Mike because a couple of things. I actually mentioned it during this episode as well. Normally, an interaction with Gus and anyone else, really, it's Gus listening and giving that tense stare and saying few words. And sort of there's a bit of tension. You can sense it even though he doesn't say anything. These micro expressions on his face tells the whole story. With Mike, it was a bit different. I mean, if you look back to that scene, first off, Mike's the one who's not saying all that much like Gus, but Gus, unlike Gus, is saying a lot. Mike's the one who dismisses these threats or these intense stares or whatever that he's giving, that Gus is giving Mike. And he's just like, whatever, you're not going to do this. You're just stop playing the game. And he steps forward and things get a bit tense and he doesn't care. He keeps stepping forward. He tells him, look, you need me to do something? go ahead, tell me, or let me go. We can't just stand here all day. Stop wasting my time, basically, is what he told him. And I don't know if that's bad or if that's gained him even more respect in Gus's eye, that he's able to handle situations like that, because you need to be able to handle situations like that. You've got big egos, right? You've got Hector. I mean, you've seen Hector. You got to deal with people like that. So I have a theory that might join Gus's Mike might join Gus's team. And it is because of stuff like this, where he keeps doing these things which make sense. Like the previous episode, he did the card thing with Madrigal. But at the same time, as I said in the previous episode as well, it might lead Gus to think that he cannot trust this guy because he does things without his permission. So I'm not entirely sure, but I mean, since I know how it's going to go down in the future, I'm leaning more towards one than the other because that seems more likely, but just based on the ending, which we know. Now, to forget someone that you love, which is something Stacy said, that it seems like she's not thinking about Matty as much as she used. And is that a bad thing? I think that's not a bad thing. I thought it was a good thing. I thought it was part of the process. I thought it meant that you're moving on, which is good for you. Right? You have to move on. You can't be stuck in the past, right? You have to move on. You have to take care of yourself, your daughter, your family, so on and so forth, right? So you kind of have to free yourself of that on your mind. I mean, there's so much going on in this world, so much you have to deal with on a daily basis, and then to have that on your mind on top of all that, that's quite a lot, don't you think? So I think it's a good thing. I think it means you're moving on, and I don't think neither Mike or nor Maddie even, if he somehow knows about it, would feel any kind of way about that. I think they would be proud, actually, to know that she is moving on, because they would want that. Well, I would want that, do you know what I mean? But it was an interesting line, though. It's like one of those things where you kind of like know what the right answer is, and then you hear someone say it and you're like, well, actually, is it okay to forget someone you love? You know, like someone who passes away. But yeah. It was interesting. Interesting conversation. Mike calling out that dude's bullshit. Thought it was a bit harsh, but then that's Mike straight up badass, doesn't give a crap what anybody thinks. It was a weird situation for him as well. You know, they're talking about real feelings, and Mike was already feeling the feelings. You know, he was in an emotional state, and then this guy starts with this bullshit, trying to connect it to a real person, a real story, and he's like, all right, bro, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up, John. I mean, I guess it would kind of piss me off as well. I get it. But I just, like, because it's Mike, I'm like, no, there's no Judy. Like, that's all made up. But if it was someone else, I'd be like, well, if you're not right about your observation, then you have done something really despicable there, do you know what I mean? But because it's Mike, an alien, we know he's right. So all hail the great Mike. Anyways, that's pretty much it for that episode. I'm very excited to see the next one. There's a lot going on, and I cannot wait to see how it all unfolds. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And like I said, check out my Patreon, link in the description to other videos that I've done as well. And once again, thank you so much for watching the video and supporting me all this time. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, have a nice